All right. The Rosarium, Rose Garden, Holy Rosary. This is what I want to talk about today. Just some of the basics. The Rosary was definitely a part of my kind of reversion back to the Catholic faith. Like growing up, I never really prayed the Rosary, and then obviously when I was Protestant, I thought that any devotional or anything really associated with Mary or the saints was just kind of off limits. And coming out of that, I think I understand part of the concern that I used to have, at least, which was I would think that this is somehow like taking away from Jesus or substituting Jesus in some way, which is just, that's not true. And over the many months that I've been doing this now, it's kind of like helped my love for the Lord grow and kind of reinforced my relationship with Him. Anyways, the Rosary, it's basically just a tool that we use to kind of help us keep track of a certain set of prayers, and the user will like kind of reflect and meditate upon the life of Jesus Christ and the witness of our Blessed Mother. And so not all rosaries look the same, and they're not prayed the exact same way either. There are like these slight adjustments or certain prayers that you can add in, but they all have like essential prayers like the Our Father and the Hail Mary prayer. So this rosary, for example, is a 5-decade rosary. Decade meaning 10. So 10 here, 2, 3, 4, 5 decade. But there are smaller or shorter rosaries, like this one here, which has less than 5 decades. And then there's larger or longer rosaries like this one here. But again, the 5-decade is fairly common, and it kind of goes something like this. You have the first bead, you start with the crucifix, you say the sign, you do the sign of the cross, and then you say the Apostles' Creed, which is essentially just proclaiming the faith. And then you move to the first bead, which is where you would say an Our Father. And then the second, third, and fourth bead are Hail Marys. And these are for faith, for hope, and for charity. Then you get to the fifth bead, which is a Glory Be prayer. And then you also announce the first mystery, right? So there are 4 different sets of mysteries. So let's say, what is today? Sunday. The glorious mysteries are usually said on Wednesday and Sunday. So I would get to this bead, and I would say the first glorious mystery, which is the resurrection of Jesus Christ. So I state that. I then say an Our Father prayer, and then I can begin counting on this first decade. And I would say 10 Hail Marys. And during this time, I am kind of reflecting or meditating on that first mystery, which is the resurrection of Jesus Christ, right? So I might be thinking of like how Jesus arose from the tomb, his victory over death, maybe his like 40-day period that followed, with his disciples and with his mother. Those are things that I would be kind of meditating on as I'm going through this first decade. And then you get to the end, you say, I think at minimum you would say a Glory Be. I say a Glory Be, and then Our Lady of Fatima, or a Fatima prayer. And then you get to this bead and you kind of start the process over again. So I would say the second glorious mystery, I would say an Our Father prayer, and then I would start the 10 Hail Marys. And you just do that all the way through until you get to the end. And then at the very end, you say a Hail Holy Queen prayer, do the sign of the cross, then that's it. there's been some alterations, or not alterations, I guess just additions to the Rosary, right? There's been, I think it originally started out with like you meditating on the Psalms in the Bible, all 150 Psalms. You would probably use like rocks or something like that. But it's, I guess, evolved over the years. And we now have 4 groups of 5 mysteries. So we have the joyful mysteries, the sorrowful mysteries, the glorious mysteries, and now the luminous mysteries, right? And so each set of mystery has 1 to 2 days during the week that you can pray on it. And sometimes it's a little bit different depending on where we are in the liturgical calendar. But each day is one of the mysteries that you would pray. And that's basically it. I recommend it. All right, bye.